All right, everybody, welcome to SR Broadcasting. We're here tonight with GAC Racing League at Iowa Speedway for 130 laps in the Camping World Truck Series. I'm here tonight with Joe Mitchell. What's up there, Joe?
Oh, not much. Just sitting here watching these guys run some laps, and looks like it's going to be an interesting race.
Yeah, it's this is one of them tracks. I've run it a couple of times, but I'm not super great at it. It's you really got to back the corners up. It's so easy for the truck to get away. We heard a couple of guys saying earlier, they originally had this set, I think, for an afternoon race, but it was just pretty loose. So it got changed to a night race, and hopefully it'll give a little bit more grip, a little bit more stability out there. But got some pretty decent times coming in.
Yeah, they got some pretty quick times, and I mean, they're pretty close too, so I'm sure these guys will learn how far they can push it and do a little better in the race. It's just watching these guys slide around a little bit right now. It's kind of fun.
And just remember here, GAC, they do have one fast repair. So if you do happen to get in trouble on the track and kind of destroy your truck or damage it up beyond, what you can get repaired quickly, you can use that fast repair, get one new truck out of the race. And then after that, if you have any more damage, you have to take it in pit road and get it straightened out. But, that does help in case, and that's always nice to try to hang on to till the end. And we see them coming out right now. Going to do a pit party, get a feel for the starts. Kind of get a feel of side by side on the start, and get a little bit more acclimated with the truck.
They're getting a feel for what it's like to be three wide here at the moment.
Yeah, I just saw that. Almost four wide there. Oh, we got the 19 going around. That's who is the 19? Willie Whitaker. Yeah, they weren't happy with three wide, so they figured let's go four wide.
Well, they looked like they had it under control, so might as well, right?
Seeing the number 13 of Dwayne LaPrade, looks like he's in a different paint scheme here tonight. Trying to see what it is. Phantom. Can't make out what's on the bottom. Phantom Gourmet.
I'm trying to read it too. Hold on a second.
I know I've had some things with trading paint, not deleting old files, and sometimes guys will come on with a new paint and it doesn't update it. So I forgot to go in this week and delete any. So hopefully I'm seeing the right truck here.
Yeah, that's what it's, a Phantom Gourmet.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice looking paint.
That reminds me of the Phantom's Revenge logo up here at Kennywood in PA?
I don't think I know it.
Well, it used to be called the Steel Phantom. They changed the name when they rebuilt it. That's my fun fact for the night.
Well, we know you got lots of them.
I got too many of them. If I'd pay attention to the stuff I'm supposed to pay attention to, I wouldn't have half as many of those, I guess.
I hear you. All right, we're looking at 75 degrees for your air temperature, 45% humidity with clear skies. Right now the track temperature is 75 degrees. And we see a couple of guys getting a little bit squirrely here. Looks like there's some guys getting back on pit road. Might try it one more time. They still have about 7.5 minutes left before qualify. So I guess while they do that, let me interrupt here and we'll go over some points coming into tonight's race. Right now, we're coming into race number 5, which is Iowa, 130 laps. Tony Gray is your leader coming in. He's got 12 points over second place, Dwayne LaPrade. Dwayne, after last week's race, moved up 3 spots. Jim Lockie moves up 2 spots to third. Shane Gross is in 4th. Len McNeese moves up 4 spots into 5th. Gary Shank moved up 2 spots into 6th place. Dean Viney also moved up 2 spots into 7th. Michael Palmer rounds out 8th. 9th place is Paul Cohen. 10th place is David Gainforth. 11th is Ryan Gemmel. No, I'm sorry, Mark McFadden. 12th is Ryan Gemmel. 13th is John Estes. 14th is Kurt Davidson. 15th is Randy Perdue. 16th is Michael Campbell. 17th is Mark Koshix. 18th, Shane Papala. 19th is Marcus McFadden. And 20th is Billy Rodenbarger. And that's the point standings right now after 4 races here. So Tony Gray coming in with a 12-point lead over Dwayne. So we'll have to keep an eye on those two. Remember last season with the 2 of them going back and forth for first place. What was it in the super late models?
And it's no surprise to see those 2 names up at the top of the charts again with another close points battle going on. I think Tony had some momentum carried over into this season, and Dwayne's looking for some redemption.
Yeah, we've seen a real good battle with those guys last season. I think Dwayne was leading the championship, then Tony took it over, then Dwayne took it back, and then Tony got it at the end. So, and every way you looked on the track, they always found each other. So I wonder if we'll see that here tonight. It's looking like Dwayne right now is in 8th spot during warm-up, and Tony Gray, where's he at? He's up in 4th during warm-up right now, and the difference between them is Tony's got a fast lap of 23.033, and Dwayne's got a fast lap of 23.302. So I mean, there's really not much of a difference.
No, that's not a huge difference here at all. And I mean, as we watch these guys go around, they're definitely going to be on their toes tonight because it still looks a little slick out there, and anything can happen here.
So in case anybody's just tuning in, we're with GAC Racing League at Iowa Speedway for 130 laps here tonight. About 4 minutes left in warm-up, and then they'll probably head to a driver's meeting in a little bit and then go to qualify. So we'll be here. We'll get the qualifying up. We'll have the numbers up so you can see who's moving in and who's moving out.
Looks like these guys are bringing them in now for the driver meeting.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a minute. My wife was asking me some questions here.
Oh, no problem. I was just saying these guys look like they're pulled in here getting the driver's meeting out of the way.
All right, so while they do that, we'll go to our national anthem, and then we'll come back. We'll qualify. All right, we're just waiting a couple seconds. We'll be heading over to qualify, and we'll see what kind of times come in here tonight at Iowa with GAC Racing League in the Camping World Truck Series. So let's get our qualified grid up, and we'll see who gets out on the track first here. We'll follow them around a little bit. Looks like Shane Gross going to be the first driver to get out, so we'll run a lap or two around with Shane. And we'll keep an eye on the numbers and watch them kind of bounce around a little bit. Matter of fact, while we're with Shane, let's jump in with him and take a lap around with him so you can see what the track is like. So we see Shane move up to second at the moment, right? He moved back to fourth. Let's go jump in with Jim Locking. And you see these guys really working that wheel, trying to keep that truck down. A lot of bouncing.
Like these guys are having to work pretty hard to put some laps down here.
Yeah, you see him really working that wheel going in, just like that last lap there with Jim. You seen him, he was down in the bottom, and then he hit those bumps, and the truck just runs right up to the top.
Yeah, you can't really make it out too well on the replay, but right in the middle of turn 1 and 2, if you run the low line, there's a huge bump down there, and it'll send you up the track in a hurry. And there's another one up high in turn 1 and 2, so you kind of have to be right around the middle of the track.
And that's kind of hard when you can't get the lane of your choice when you're out there with everybody.
It's definitely going to be tough on restarts, that's for sure.
Well, right now, Randy Perdue holding on to the number 1 spot. We're just watching the number 13 of Dwayne LaPrade as he slides across. Let's see, anybody left out? I think Justin Rogers is gonna come out one more time here. No, I think he might be calling it. It looks like Randy Perdue so far is gonna hang on to it.
How about first and second place separated by 0.005 of a second?
Yeah, that's really, really close. Even third place, Len McNeese, not very far off, and even up to 10th place, 23.4. That's just a little bit in the throttle.
It's a pretty good qualifying effort there by Len. We usually see him start more towards the rear. He's tends to be on the patient side and tries to just work his way up, but be interesting to see what some of these guys can do starting up front here.
Yeah, I guess Len's gonna throw that out the window tonight with the water bottle.
Yeah.
That should be pretty good. 130 laps here tonight. These guys usually do pretty good, very low cautions. I know one of the other tracks they were at, we thought it might be a little bit more cautions, and turned out to be, I think, 1 caution for the race. So don't let this track fool you. These guys will get it done. I think everybody just has to settle in and let the truck come to them and see what they have underneath them. And once they get it down, they get a feel for it. I think they'll get this thing done. And if anything does happen, we will try and be on it and see what it was and who it was. We got Gary Shank out there pulling a late qualify. Shown in 9th right now. Let's see if he can pick up any more time coming across the line. And we see Kevin Cornelius back. He hasn't been able to race for a little while, so it's good to see him back here. Let me find Randy here. And we'll go to our grid. All right, Randy Perdue getting his pole here tonight, starting off number 1. Second place will be Kevin Cornelius. Third place will be Len McNeese. And fourth place goes to Tony Gray. Fifth place will be Justin Rogers. Sixth place goes to Dwayne LaPrade. Seventh will be Ryan Gemmel. Jim Locking will start 8th. Ninth place will be Gary Shank. Paul Cohen rounds out your top 10.
11th place is Mark Koshik. 12th place is Shane Gross. Dean Viney starts 13th. John Estison 14th. 15th is Kurt Davidson. 16th, David Gainforth. 17th is Willie Whitaker. And rounding out the field in 18th is Michael Palmer.
All right, 130 laps here at Iowa Speedway with GAC Racing League, and let's see what these guys got for tonight. We spoke to the top 3 last week to see what they had for tonight. I think everybody had the same answer. They weren't really sure, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those tracks that it's kind of small, but it can be unpredictable. So it'll be a good race, that's for sure.
So we're just waiting right now for the pace car to fire up and get these guys around. Got a couple of new paints out there. See a couple of the same paints. It's gonna look really good. Looks nice under the lights.
Every racing's better under the lights, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, give you that Saturday night feel at your local track. I got to go up to Dixie Speedway down here in Georgia and met Len McNeese up there, and spent some time with him and his wife and my kids. Watched a bunch of races up there one night. A lot of fun, man. I was glad he invited me up that way. It was really good. Forgot what it's like to do a Saturday night short track local race, you know.
Yes, sir. That's cool. It's always nice to get out and, I mean, I know that we talk a lot with some people on here, but definitely cool to go out and meet people in person and just go enjoy some racing.
All right, pace car's going to bring them around one more time. Everybody is doubled up, getting ready to go here. Got 18 guys. 17 looks like on. I didn't see. Did Willie Whitaker take the field? I don't.
No, sir. I think he disconnected.
Yeah, I don't see him out there. I know he's pretty new to the league, so he might not be comfortable, racing just yet. Come out and warm up, which is pretty cool. All right, we're waiting for the pace car to take that sharp turn in here and get these guys going tonight. Pace car does take that turn. Let's see how the green flag comes. The green flag is out.
Randy Perdue got a pretty good jump. Let's see if he can keep clear of Kevin here coming out of turn 2. Kevin's got a good run on the outside. Pull even going into turn 3. I think the low line's where you want to be coming through 3 and 4. Randy will lead your first lap tonight.
Yeah, they got
picking up the, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say picking up one of those Valuable bonus points.
Yeah, starting on the front, on the inside. I didn't know if that was going to be the way to go. It looked like the 17 of Kevin Cornelius almost got around them there. They got pretty close to each other. We got somebody going around. Looks like the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade gone around. Just a little bit of damage. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened here. We're watching the 13 of Dwayne. Looks like it just got away from him, and 25 makes a little bit of contact with him in the back, but nobody else makes contact with him, so that's good.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of rear end damage. I don't know that that'll hurt him too awful much at this track. It's this is more of a tires place, so as long as he didn't hurt that front suspension, I'd say he's still in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, as long as you don't knock the toe off it or totally destroy the suspension, that you'll be fine. I wonder if anybody's going to come in. Oh, we have a couple of takers. 21 of Justin Rogers, the 25 of Gary Shank. A little bit surprised to see, but not really. I mean, you know, fuel strategy starts now.
Yeah, these guys, they started the race. They are running 70% fuel tonight, so be interesting to see just how that plays into everything. I don't know if these guys are going to be wanting tires long before they want fuel, I'm sure.
I'm not sure how long the cautions are going to be here. We'll let this one go by, and if they come out with another caution, we'll have an idea what kind of time we have to talk to somebody. I was wanting to grab Randy Perdue down, but I don't want to mess him up. I'm not really sure how fast around you get around here with the pace car. Let me see if they go to one to go here. Looks like there's still single file. We might be able to get a word in with him real quick. What do you say? Should I?
It's up to you.
Hey, Randy Perdue, this is the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, buddy, first of all, congratulations on the pole, man. That was a great time. Good to see you up on the pole. We don't want to mess you up or anything, but real quickly, I know you only have a lap down on there. How's it feel starting on that inside?
That's pretty good. There's a lot of grip. It's kind of unusual in the middle. It seems to always be really tight in the middle, but a lot of grip in the middle. It's a little loose off, which is nice. I kind of like that, and it makes it a little easier to follow the truck. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the right terminology, but it's just easier to drive that way. For me, it is.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. We're happy to see you on the pole. Hopefully you could keep her out on front and come home in victory lane here tonight. We'll let you get back to it, and we'll keep an eye on things, man, and good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I want to mess him up, but I wanted to get a quick word in with him. I know, you know, he got the pole here tonight, and I'm pretty sure that's the first pole that he's got here. So, you know, congratulations on that. See if you can keep her up front.
Yeah, we'll see. Kevin had a really good restart on the initial start of the race. We'll see if he can get another good one here and try to contend for that top spot and get some laps led here.
Yeah, I think, you know, after that first start, I think the knowledge is there now. So let's see when the green flag comes on out. And we're back green here at Iowa with GAC. See Len McNeese with a real good start, tucking right up, trying to take second place. See Len has to get out of it just a little bit. He's going to roll it up into third in front of Tony Gray. See Ryan Gemmel down on the bottom. With the 51 of Paul Cohen right behind them. With, I believe that's Jim Locking on the outside. Go back a little bit here to Michael Palmer, Dean Viney, Shane Gross, and Justin Rogers. As for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
You got Gary Shank coming in there too, a 5-car battle there.
Looked like we were about to go 3 wide there.
I'm sure at this point in the race, these guys don't want to be doing that too much.
We see Ryan Gemmel right now taking a look underneath Tony Gray. See if he's able to hold on to it. Right now they are still drag racing side by side. Gemmel down on the inside, Tony Gray in the outside. Looks like Tony Gray will have the advantage across the line. Gemmel will tuck it back in for the moment. Go back here, Gary Shank and the 18 of Shane Gross.
It looks like these first few laps here, these guys are starting to get a feel for what they got, and starting to see some guys start making some moves on that outside lane. It's good to see a couple lanes of options open up for these guys.
Yeah, it seems like the outside lane is where you're going to want to be. I think once the rubber gets down on the track and the temperature heats up just a little bit, that may change. Let's see, we see Dean Viney right now taking a look underneath Paul Cohen. 21 of Justin Rogers going to follow through, and that's going to bring the 25 of Gary Shank up into that picture. And we see that outside line, the 51 gets just a little bit of a run there. Able to hold off Gary for a minute, but still dealing with the 21. And during this whole time, Randy Perdue has set sail. Oh no, Randy Perdue, where'd he go?
He dropped back to 3rd place. I'm assuming he might have had a bit of a bobble coming out of turn 2 or going into 3.
Yeah, he disappeared on me over here. I was just getting ready to go to him because he had a pretty decent lead. Excuse me, and he disappeared for a moment on mine. So good to see he's back.
It looked like well, we got a caution out somewhere.
And it looks like David Gainforth. So let's go back and see what happened with David. See if we can find out what happened with the 101 of David Gainforth here. Looks like a little bit of contact in front. And it just came around on him, a really hard hit too.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird one right there. He just kind of darted down to the inside wall.
Yeah, I thought maybe that contact in front of him, it looked like the 25, and maybe that was the 51 kind of checked up. So I thought maybe he checked up to avoid that, and it got him loose, but it just seemed like the truck just snapped out on him. So hopefully he was able to drive it in and maybe use that fast repair and get back out. See, the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade did stay out. So we'll see if he feels that his tires are good enough to stay out, or is he just going to stay out and try and get that bonus point for leading the lap.
Looks like he's gonna keep it out on track here. Yeah, we were talking about Randy Perdue there. He's got some right rear and right side damage now after he had a bit of a moment that looked like he clipped the wall with the right rear, and then the next lap he brushed the wall coming out of turn 4 too. So looks like he's just trying to get it fixed on pit road for the time being. Don't want to use up that fast repair.
Yeah, not so soon yet anyway. Yeah, I went to go to him, and in my list of drivers here, it was showing him white. That usually means that there's not a connection or it's not picking him up. So I thought, I saw him, move out of the first spot, so I thought maybe he was gone with a bad connection, but thankfully that's not the issue here. I think we had last week, towards the end of the race, I lost connection to the server. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And then I think it was Thursday night during the race that I was in the Cup Series. What was it, about 3/4 of the way through the race, I got booted, and it usually doesn't happen to me. I haven't had any connection issues in quite some time. So hopefully this isn't going to be a common occurrence to come back.
And speaking of electrical issues, David Gainforth just dropped out. That's pretty unfortunate. He's had some rough luck lately with electrical issues.
Yeah, I believe that's the same thing that happened Thursday night with him also. We saw him drop out. And anybody that doesn't run iRacing, when you drop out, it's your connection drops from the server. It's a driver throughput fail, and we just call it a dropout. So this way you know what we mean when you hear us say, oh, somebody dropped out. Okay, pace car is in. We're going to get this thing green, and the green flag is out. See Dwayne LaPrade on the outside.
He got a pretty good restart for having old tires, but we see these guys on new ones just... Ooh, we got some contact there with Tony Gray and Ryan Gemmel.
Yeah, we see a lot of moving around now. So the 51 back there kind of brushing his way through with 71 of Dean Viney, the 25 of Gary Shank. See Ryan Gemmel on the move right now, closing in on Randy Perdue, trying to take third spot away from Randy. Go back here to the 51 of Paul Cohen, who is underneath. Oh, and he slides it onto, can he save it? And it looks like he saves it, so they keep it going green. That was a good save by him. He was underneath the 71 of Dean Viney trying to make a pass there, and the truck just kind of got away from him. So we see...
four-car battle back here for 9th place.
Yeah, we see Gary Shank down low, Dean Viney up high. Behind them is the 18 of Shane Gross and the 31 of Michael Palmer. We see Ryan Gemmel once again was trying to take a look underneath the 5 of Randy Perdue. Let's go back here to Gary and a little bit of contact with the 71. Doesn't look like, let me see if Dean's got any damage on that left front. Doesn't really look like it hurt him any, but he did lose a spot now to the 18 of Shane Gross. And Tony Gray and Ryan Gemmel now. We saw Ryan Gemmel trying to get underneath the 5 earlier. Now Tony Gray is trying to take advantage of the number 6 of Ryan Gemmel. I think those couple laps of just being on the inside heats those tires up pretty quick. We saw Randy Perdue just brush the wall a little bit as he's trying to close in on second place, Len McNeese.
It didn't really hurt his momentum too much. Looks like he's got a nose under Len. We'll see. Len's got the momentum coming off of 2.
The drag race into 1. Len will take the advantage going in. And while these guys fight it out, Kevin Cornelius to a 1.1 lead. We're back here. Justin Rogers right now underneath the 25 of Gary Shank.
We got the 18 Shane Gross closing up on that battle. He gets to the outside of Justin Rogers. See if we can clear him here. And he does, so move Justin Rogers back to 10th place and Shane Gross up to 9th.
Yeah, that outside line gave him the advantage. We saw, while that was going on, we saw a little bit of contact between Ryan Gemmel and Tony Gray. They were side by side, and they had just a little bit of contact. Tony Gray does take the spot from Ryan, so that'll move Tony up to 4th. Take a quick look at the top 5 here. Kevin Cornelius, your leader. Len McNeese in 2nd. Randy Perdue in 3rd. Tony Gray in 4th. Ryan Gemmel in 5th. Ryan wanting to take another look on the inside, and here comes the 91 of Jim Locking.
It looked like Ryan tried to battle back, but he just didn't have anything for him on that inside line.
Yeah, I think that inside line is going to do more damage than good. I think the way to pass here is going to be on the outside. We see the 18 of Shane Gross underneath the 21 of Justin Rogers. And he'll have to tuck it back in behind Justin. Go back up here to Randy Perdue and Len McNeese. Randy's still trying to figure out how to get by the 84.
Now, he's not letting them get away though, but the 17 of Kevin Cornelius sure is getting away at the moment.
Yeah, Kevin's up to a 2.1 second lead over second place. Let's go to the back of Kevin's truck here. Oh, what happened? Wow, did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I see Kevin stuck up on the barrier right there.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at that. There was some serious net code. All right, we were just going to go inside the back of his truck. You see him coming through the turn. He starts to slide, and it just tapped the wall with the nose and locked him right there. That's some real net code right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough break right there. I've been on the receiving end of that. That's a pretty crappy feeling whenever that happens to you.
And unfortunately, he's probably going to have to tow. It's going to hurt time-wise.
All those lead lap guys hit pit road. Dean Viney stays out. Try to get a lap lead here.
Yeah, it's showing Dean Viney in the lead. You see the race off pit road with all the drivers. So that's going to put Dean Viney up front, Len McNeese in second, Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Ryan Gemmel. Oh, Dean Viney is going to bring it down and give the lead up to Len. So that'll put Len McNeese up to the front.
Oh, Dean didn't pit right there. I always forget there's an access road just on the other side of the pit road wall.
Wow.
Wonder if he was gonna pit and just had second thoughts about it, or we'll see what he does this time around.
Yeah, because right now it's showing Len McNeese as your leader. So I'm a little bit confused. All right, looks like he's going to come down now.
I wonder if he just missed pit road there. I know it's a pretty sharp angle to try to get off of there, and it can definitely mess you up sometimes.
Who do you want to try to get a word in with?
You want to get a word in with Randy Perdue again, or Tony Gray? Sorry.
Yeah, let's see. Where is Tony? All right, I got him here for you. Let me get on him.
Hey, Tony, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, got you, Joe.
Well, we've seen some pretty good battles going on. It looks like for the first couple laps, the lower line kind of works, but we see the groove moving up a little bit, but we see some guys sliding around. Is that what it's feeling like for you out there?
Yeah, for some reason, the truck's just really it's wanting to get loose, and it's not nothing that gives you any kind of warning. It just kind of snap loose, and then once it does, it's pretty much over with. So yeah, we're just right now on the starts. The bottom line does seem to be where you need to be initially, but yeah, you got to get moving up to the top side pretty quick.
All right, bud. Well, it looks like you guys are getting doubled back up here, and hopefully you have some good luck out there. You're able to keep it under control, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race.
10-4, thank you, Joe. We're going to do our best anyway.
All right, bud. Good luck.
That's exactly what it sounds like, too. Inside line's good on the start, but you got to move it up.
We'll see what he could do here. He's got the inside line on this restart. This pace car hits pit road. Green flag's out. They're back underway. See Len gets a pretty good jump right there. Tony pulls not quite even. Oh, looks like Tony had to check up a little bit. Contact maybe between him and Ryan Gemmel. That was pretty close.
They've been battling it out for a few laps here. We've seen Ryan Gemmel wanting to get to the front while his tires are fresh, try to get by Len McNeese. Len doing a good job.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right.
I was just going to say Tony was side by side there with Justin Rogers. Looks like he's dropping back a little bit. He's got Gary Schenk on his outside. Looks like Gary's on the move to the front.
You see Tony Gray now underneath Gary Schenk. Doing a pretty good job of staying with Gary. But I think Gary's going to end up maybe having some momentum coming out here in that outside line. Yeah. Go back a little bit here to looks like these guys are kind of figuring it out. Oh, we see Randy Perdue have a moment. Doesn't hit anything, but almost got away on him.
Yeah, he did a good job of keeping that one under control. So right behind him, we got the 91 of Jim Locking looking to make a pass on the 31 of Michael Palmer. It looks like Jim gets by.
Tell you what, they're definitely keeping it close on the track. Oh, Randy Perdue again, almost sideways.
I was gonna make a comment about that. With as loose as these guys say, it feels they're charging these corners pretty hard.
And we're almost 3 wide up here with Ryan Gemmel, Justin Rogers, and Gary Shank. Getting a little bit rough up there.
Got a 5-car battle going on here for, what is it, second place?
And we're going to go 3 wide here. We've seen some contact between the 5 and the 25. I was going to say a lap or two earlier, we saw the 21 looked like he kind of got into the back a little bit of the 6, kind of gave him a little bit of a bump, and then from there on, man, it was on with all these trucks right here. See Gary Shank now to the back of the 21, underneath the 00, and then side by side behind him, the 5 and the 91.
Hey, these guys are really getting after it right now. So Gary Shank had a bit of a slip up there that lets the 5 of Randy Perdue get to the inside. Up in front of them we got Justin Rogers and Tony Gray battling it out.
And we just seen the 21 of Justin Rogers one more time again give a little bump to the 6 of Gemmel.
These guys aren't cutting Ryan any slack here tonight. Seen Tony give him the bumper. Oh, Randy
Perdue. And he does keep it going in the right direction, but man, that was close. He started to go. I don't know if you saw that, but he started to go around and he hit somebody and they straightened him back out, which kind of helped him on his save.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I kind of caught a piece of it there. He was, I mean, sideways. That was wrecked. So that was I know there was some other contact made to keep it going for him, but that was a good job.
And we see now the 18 of Shane Gross side by side with Michael Palmer for 7th and 8th. Shane Gross trying to take that position from Michael Palmer. Cannot get it done. Michael Palmer is going to hang on to 7th right there. And we see Dwayne LaPrade now down on the inside.
Ooh,
and Randy Perdue sideways again. Wow.
He keeps it off the wall, but that's going to bring out a caution.
Wow, they do a great job not hitting him. Go back and check that out.
Feel like we might have cursed Randy a little bit here tonight, so we apologize, Randy.
I think he's just handling a ill truck after that wall brush. I mean, he does a great job keeping it off the walls. Able to lock it down right there in the track, and these guys do a great job getting around him, so not too bad. So we see the guys now coming down pit road. Len McNeese was out leading 19 laps 20 laps right now. He gets scored for this lap. Let's see what they do here in the pits. Definitely going to be a 4-tire fuel stop. I don't think anybody's going to try to, but you never know. We see Len McNeese does make it out. Tony Gray, Ryan Gamble, Justin Rogers.
Yeah, with how sideways these trucks are getting, they're being pretty rough on these tires. I don't know that I'd want to take two.
Take a look here. Let me see if I can't grab a hold of Jim Locking here and get a word in with Jim. Hey Jim, this is the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, looks a lot of racing going on out there. You managed to keep your truck pretty clean right now. How's it feeling out there, man? It looks like the low line is pretty good on the start, but you got to move up to the high side.
Yeah, the low line is, you just can't make it. You can't get anywhere on the low side. It seems like you can, but you really can't make any ground there. So you gotta run up high and then try to get a run down on somebody going into the corner. So it's really tricky. The setup is good. The truck's handling well, but it's just, you know, everybody's doing the same thing and everybody's bunched together, and it's nerve-wracking to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely some hard battling going on. Right before that caution, we were watching that whole bunch around you and in front of you, man, and we're like, you know, almost like it's 5 to go, but doing a good job. You started 8th. You're currently, I believe, sitting 6th. So hopefully you got something for them. You can keep it clean for the rest of the race here, man.
I'm gonna try. I'm having fun anyway, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you, and we'll be watching. Hopefully we get to see you at the end, bud.
Thank you.
All right. Your top 5 here. Let's take a quick run through. Len McNeese, Tony Gray, Ryan Gemmel, Justin Rogers, and Gary Shank are your top 5. We are, let's see, go over the race summary. We've had 6 lead changes, 4 cautions, and we still have 72 laps to go here. So plenty of racing. And you see these guys are not holding back. They are putting it all out there. So definitely an exciting race here tonight.
Yeah, man, these guys looks like they're laying it all out on the line here tonight. Looks like everybody wants a win.
Well, the points are so close.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think these guys they know that you know, bonus points mean so much here, and you just gotta push as hard as you can to try to rack them up and close that points gap up.
All right, so your leader, Len McNeese, chooses the outside line. Tony Gray on the inside as the pace car goes in. And we're back green again here at Iowa. You see Gary Shank quickly duck it to the bottom and going to make it 3 wide.
Well, Justin Rogers drove it in real hard going into turn 1 there. I'm surprised that stuck. He had a huge run going. He gets the outside of Tony Gray here. Len McNeese has momentum. He'll pull away here with the lead. Justin Rogers to the outside of Tony Gray.
And looks like Justin Rogers on the outside is probably... Oh, Len McNeese up a little high, almost into the wall. That's going to allow Tony Gray back down to the inside. I just don't know if that inside line is going to be able to do it.
We see Lynn get clear again, leads that lap, and that lets Justin Rogers get back to the outside on Tony here again. It's just a seesaw effect going on here right now. This is crazy.
I just think after a couple of laps, the 21 is going to be able to take that position from the 00 because we haven't seen anybody yet on the inside able to hold on and make that pass. Although Tony Gray's doing a good job of it right now. I mean, he could be the first one tonight to get it done.
Yeah, he's holding on pretty good right now. I don't know if he can hold on for much longer. It looks like Justin Rogers is starting to get some momentum there.
Definitely a good battle there for a second. Looks like Justin Rogers is going to take it. So that's going to put Tony Gray back to third, Gary Shank in fourth, Ryan Gemmel up to fifth. Let's go back a little bit here. Jim Locking in sixth. We see Dwayne LaPrade right now taking a look underneath for seventh on the 18th of Shane Gross. What would I say, the 18th? Where am I?
Ooh, Dwayne LaPrade sideways going through turns 1 and 2. Barely brushes head inside wall, keeps it down on the apron, no caution yet.
Wow, that's not what he wanted to see, but definitely no damage on the truck, so he's still in it.
I know he's able to get it back on again. That's definitely a tough break, though.
Yeah, I know he would have liked to see the caution, at least be able to get back up, but I'm sure the way these guys are driving, there probably will be one. Because we got some battling going on here. Now you see Tony Gray back to second. Justin Rogers kind of had to check up a little on the outside. That's going to put Gary Shank down to the bottom. See Justin Rogers able to hold on to it for the moment, but now the number 6 of Ryan Gemmel is going to come into that picture. And the 91 of Jim Locking slowly moving back into it.
Behind them we got the 5 of Randy Perdue starting to work his way back up. Looks like he's got that damage fixed, or most of it. I can't really tell from this angle, but 17 of Kevin Cornelius trying to get some laps back here.
We see, I believe that's Paul Cohen coming into the pits, number 51. Let's go up front. I see Tony Gray closing in on your leader, Len McNeese.
He's all over his back bumper, getting into turn 1 there.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in with Tony Gray. Let's take a lap around with him as he chases down the leader here of Len McNeese. You can see all those bumps on the track. You can see from the in-car cam all the bumps in there. You see them working that wheel, bouncing around inside that truck. Definitely have their hands full. This really is a fun track to race once you figure out the rhythm of it. You see Tony Gray now looking to the inside.
Ooh, gets sideways. He collects the 25 of Gary Shank into the inside wall. No caution. The yellow comes out now.
Oh man, that was bad. We have to go back and take a look at that.
And there's a couple of really hard hits right there.
We see Len McNeese out in front of the 00. 00 goes down to the inside to make the pass. And we see Len, the back of the truck, just giving up on him. 21 does a great job getting around, but the 25 with nowhere to go, man, gets collected in it.
The big winner throughout all these so far has been the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. We saw him earlier, had a pretty unfortunate event with the outside wall. He's gotten a couple laps back, so he should be one lap down here.
So we see everybody in the pits that's on the lead lap. No, it doesn't look like anybody stayed out to try to get a bonus point. Let's see who is the winner off of pit road. And it looks like it might be the number 6 of Ryan Gemmel.
That was a really fast pit stop.
So that's going to put Ryan out front. He should be scored your leader this time by the stripe and get that bonus point for leading the lap. All right, that puts him out front, so he'll collect a bonus point for leading the lap, so it's going to help him in the points. Let's see if he's going to take the inside or the outside on the start.
Yeah, so your top 5 after pit stops here, we have the 6 of Ryan Gemmel beating these guys off pit road. Tony Gray in 2nd, Justin Rogers in 3rd, Shane Gross in 4th, and Jim Locking in 5th.
And it looks like 6th through 10th will be Randy Perdue in 6th, Michael Palmer in 7th, Len McNeese in 8th, Dean Viney moves up to 9th, and Gary Shank will round out your top 10 here.
As we're a little over halfway here tonight, and we see a few guys have had to use that faster pair already, so just gonna have to be careful for the rest of this race. I know we saw some guys really charging the corners. I don't know that if it's really going to change their approach to the rest of the race, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you might see a little bit of conservativeness, but it's really hard once the flag drops, especially the way the trucks look tonight. You have to try to get what you can while the tires are still fresh. So, you know, it's one of those things, you want to stay in the front. You're going to have to be a little bit aggressive because we've seen a lot of hard racing going on. We have 8 lead changes, 54 laps remaining. So we see, looks like Ryan is going to take the outside. That'll put Tony Gray on the inside and Justin Rogers on the outside, I believe. Nope, that'll put Justin Rogers on the inside and Shane Gross to the outside. You see this battle going into 1. I don't know. I say hang on tight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been wild up to this point. I don't see that changing.
It's been a really good race, though. Not anybody taking it easy. Nobody's just driving around. I mean, there's been fighting going on all through, and these guys have been doing a real good job of it. Some real good side by side. We've seen 3 wide, you know, a couple of points. So they're getting it done, man. 70 coming to lap 79. Waiting on that green flag to get them going, and the green flag is out. Let's see how the start is. Tony Gray with a great move there on the inside. Able to get out front.
Yeah, that's very surprising. Wasn't I wasn't sure we were going to see that at all tonight, and Tony Gray was able to pull it off, make that inside work on a restart.
Yeah, it looked like he was able to time it just a little bit better than Ryan and got him that advantage.
Looks like the 18 of Shane Gross was able to get around Justin Rogers. Now Ryan's under fire from Shane.
And I see the 25 of Gary Shank up high. Len McNeese does get underneath, and that's going to move Dean Viney up behind Gary Shank to 9th. So everybody kind of single filed out a little bit here in the front. See number 5 of Randy Perdue looking underneath the 91. A little bit of contact on the quarter panel. Len McNeese and Gary Shank again. Gary Shank way high up on the track.
It looks like he's able to keep that momentum going. He'll hold off Len for the time being.
And we see right in front of them the number 5 of Randy Perdue and the 91 of Jim Locking. And that is for 5th and 6th.
18 of Shane Gross was able to get around Ryan Gemmel for 2nd place. And Ryan's under fire by Justin Rogers.
Oh, and the 18's going around.
Wow, that was a good job locking it down. And Justin Rogers, man, that's a couple in a row we've seen. He just narrowly missed another one right there.
That was way close. Let's go back. All right, we're with the 21 of Justin Rogers. We see the 18 losing it. Justin slowing it down. Wow, does a great job. Even the 5 and the 25 do a great job of avoiding the 21. That could have been really bad there. So good job on these guys getting this done, man. Justin definitely has some luck with him here tonight because he's escaped a couple already.
Yes, sir. And 17 once again gets the free pass, so that'll put Kevin Cornelius back onto the lead lap.
And Kevin Cornelius, I believe, is the last truck running. Let's see who comes off of pit road. Looks like Gary Shank, Tony Gray, maybe Ryan Gemmel, and then a toss-up between Justin Rogers and Dean Viney.
It almost looked like maybe a couple guys were lifting a little bit on pit road there, trying to pick their lane, I guess. Try to let some cars by to get on the inside or outside, whichever they prefer.
Yeah, I think I'd want to be on the outside. So it looks like Gary Shank will come out the leader here. Tony Gray, Ryan Gemmel, Justin Rogers, and Dean Viney. Let's take a look at Dean here. Dean started 13th. He's got a lap lead, gets himself up to 5th. Justin Rogers started 5th, and he'll restart 4th. Ryan Gemmel started 7th. He's got 3 laps led, and he'll start in 3rd. Tony Gray started 4th. He'll restart 2nd. He's got 11 laps led. And Gary Shank has got his first lap led, started 9th, and is your current leader.
I don't think we're done seeing lead changes or hard battles. It's I don't know. These guys are definitely getting after it. I mean, my hat's off to them. Even though we've had some issues, we've had some cautions, just really awesome racing. There's been action all over the place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you turn. There's something going on everywhere. So we're here with GAC Racing League at Iowa Speedway for 130 laps. We got 42 laps to go. A lot of hard racing been going on here so far. Gary Shank now is your leader. And we've seen how many lead changes? 10 lead changes so far. 6 cautions, which is the highest these guys have had for quite a long time. And 42 laps of racing left, so hang on tight. We'll run through 14th, Kevin Cornelius. 13th, Mark Kosick. 12th right now sitting is Michael Palmer. I believe 11th is John Estes. And then your top 10, I think they kind of switched around a little bit. All right, we're getting ready to go back green here. So it looks like Gary Shank does choose the outside. That'll put Tony Gray back on the inside. Now, we've seen Tony Gray take the lead from the inside on the last restart. So let's see who can time that start better, Gary Shank or Tony Gray. We do know the outside line is seem to be the preferred line on the starts, but Tony got that last one timed pretty good and was able to get it out front. So let's see if he can do the same with Gary, or is Gary going to be able to get her out there? And we are green. Looks like Gary definitely had a good start. Tony Gray, though, able to really drive it in. See Ryan Gemmel now to the inside.
That's pretty impressive. That's 2 in a row that we've seen Tony able to do that. Got the 21 and Justin Rogers trying to take a peek on the outside of Ryan Gemmel there. Doesn't quite get there. Who's that? Someone had a little bit of a moment back in the back.
Like 71 of Dean Viney. I don't know, something happened. He had to check up just a little bit, but he's got it back together and back in line. The 17 of Kevin Cornelius kind of stuck down on the inside. And getting ready to go around. Hits the 72, straightens him out, but brings a lot of damage to the 72 and no yellow. You see some damage to the 17 and lots of damage to the 72 of John Estes. Just quick jump back and take a look at what happened with them. See the 17 just starting to go around.
We have a caution.
Yeah, figures.
Perfect timing, right? Looks like the 71 of Dean Viney.
Yeah, 17 was just going around. So let's go back. Let's try to get caught up with Dean Viney and see what happened with Dean. right, we're riding along with Dean Viney in the 71, and it looks like it started to get away from him right there. And yep, that's exactly what happened. The truck just got away on him.
Yeah, it looked like he had a bit of a moment going into turn 3. Almost looked like he had it back under control, and it ended up going around on him coming out of 4.
Well, he manages to keep it off everybody. Nobody gets into him, so not too bad. Hopefully that'll give John Estes time to get his truck repaired and back out. I believe I see John Estes is on the track, so he might have had that fast repair still in the books, in the bank.
18 of Shane Gross stays out, so this time around he will become your leader.
And it looks like Tony Gray gets out of the pits first.
He's followed by Gary Schenk, Dwayne LaPrade, and Ryan Gemmel.
Let's see. Let's pull a surprise driver. Dean Viney, this is SR Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, look pretty rough out there with the trucks just giving up like that on the turn. It looked like you were trying to save it a little bit and it got away from you, man. Is that something pretty common right now you feeling?
Well, I think that they're really, Paul, probably my own doing. I thought, well, let's, it's still kind of early yet in one sense. I thought, we're going to try 2 tires. Let's do it now. You don't want to use 2.
All right, that's what it was. Yeah, I know. We see it's hard enough on 4. At least you got it down. You didn't hit anything. Nobody hit you, so able to get it back out with 4 rubbers back on there. How's your night going for you so far? It seemed like you're doing pretty good. You got a strong truck.
Well, kind of keep it there. It's just been one of them tough nights. I think for everybody. Iowa evidently is a little tough for everybody. It seems like your night a little more cautious than I care to have, but the truck, it feels good. I mean, my truck feels better on the long run. I can feel it. It's just like if we could get a long run in here, I just feel like I could get a better chance of maybe putting this Hershey's Chevy in a little better position. You know what I mean? But it's going to take that long run, and just for some reason, I just can't seem to get it.
Yeah. Well, this track you kind of expect a little bit. Plus, there's been hard racing going on all through. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's been some really good racing going on. So it's kind of expected. But all in all, man, I'll tell you what, you guys are putting on a good show. Definitely a lot of good, clean, hard racing going on here. And, we'll just have to see. We're coming to 30 laps to go. I believe it'll be 29 laps to go when we go green. So I say tighten the belts on, man, and hang on tight.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. All tighten them up here and get ready for these last 30 or so laps. Thanks, fellas.
All right, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I figure I'd pull a surprise driver up here. So we have Shane Gross going to start on the outside. Tony Gray on the inside. See if Tony can make it 3 for 3. All right, pace car is in. And we're green. We'll be 30 laps to go.
See Ryan and Gary getting inside of turn 2.
Oh, wow. And that is the big one. Wow, there was too many.
The leaders went 3 wide, and then there was an incident behind them. We'll definitely have to take a look at that one.
All right, let's go back. You see Ryan Gemmel jumping down low. They go 3 wide. Oh, we see the 5 and the 84 get into it also before that. So let's go back to Randy Perdue real quick and take a look. Let's take a look from the back of Randy Perdue. Take a look at the back of Randy Perdue here. Looks like the 84 got a little piece of him. Sends the 5 up to the wall. Let's take a ride along with the 91 of Jim Locking and see what he saw through this whole thing.
He kind of looked up, like up front, those guys, they went 3 wide. It sent Tony up the track, and that's just right in front of everybody. And the whole field ended up either getting involved or it just checked everybody up real hard right there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it does happen. We did see, though, the 71 of Dean Viney able to get by that unscathed. So a little bit of a big one there towards the end here tonight. We see some guys getting ready to come down pit road. So it looks like it'll be Ryan Gemmel, Shane Gross, Justin Rogers, Dean Viney, and the 13 or the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. We'll wait for iRace to straighten this out.
I'd almost like to be a fly on the wall in the racing chat. I wonder if there's some short track tempers going on right now.
Yeah. I don't know if they'd want us to be breaking into their channels right now.
No, I don't think anyone would really want to talk to us at the moment.
I'll tell you what, all in all, it's been a good race. I mean, it's definitely been a high-powered race with a lot of racing going on. We've seen a lot of bold moves, a lot of side-by-side racing. We've actually seen some real clean racing, up to caution number 8, which, for this track, I don't think that's really that bad for 130 laps. For the amount of racing that we've seen, it definitely could be a lot higher in the cautions. So, we're getting down to 26 laps to go, 25 laps to go next time by. You're going to see guys trying to pull out what they can now. 14 lead changes, so there's been some battles for the lead here.
There's been excitement all over the place, and I know we've touched on it quite a bit over the whole show about guys just getting out of shape, and for the most part, been isolated incidents minus the big one we just had. But I think that kind of shows us that maybe the setup and everything, it feels pretty good that these guys are able to really get after it like that, and it's showing because there's a lot of hard battles going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence in the truck right now. So we see the top 5: Ryan Gemmel, Shane Gross, Justin Rogers, Dean Viney, and Jim Locking. And they get ready to wind this thing up one more time. I'll hand it over to you here, Joe.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. pace cars off onto pit road. Green flag's out and we're back underway. Like Ryan got a really good restart right there. Shane didn't quite get that time as good as I think he would have hoped for. That lets Justin Rogers get a really good run. Gonna pull to the inside of Ryan here going into 3. It also lets the 5 of Randy Perdue pass Shane Gross as well.
Oh, we see the 84 of Len McNeese down low into the grass. Does not hit anything, able to keep on going.
Oh, these guys were 3 wide up here for the lead, and the 21 of Justin Rogers just lost it and hit the inside wall hard. He gets it going, no caution.
Wow. As like I said before when we were talking to Dean, I think it's time to strap the belts down and hang on.
Yeah, but someone we saw earlier having some issues. He's back up front. That was your pole sitter for tonight, the 5 of Randy Perdue. It's a nice rebound. He's getting back up to the lead here. Ryan Gemmel drops back to 2nd. Shane Gross in 3rd. Jim Locking in 4th. Dean Viney in 5th.
You see the 91 of Jim Locking looking underneath the 18 of Shane Gross.
Man, these guys are getting so close in the corners. He makes it work. He gets by him here. Just move Jim Locking up to 3rd.
And right now, Randy Perdue out to a 1.2 second lead over 2nd place Ryan Gemmel.
Sorry if I was quiet there for a second. I'm just looking for battles on the track.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching, seeing how this is going to be right here with Jim Locking, Shane Gross, and Ryan Gemmel. They've been back and forth going at it here for quite a while.
Well, if they don't get it figured out soon, then it's going to be a 5-car battle up there with Dean Viney in 5th. Trying to close in on those guys. The 31 of Michael Palmer right behind him.
And then right behind him is the 00 Tony Gray, but he is a lap down right now. Tony Gray had 18 laps led until that last incident. And Randy Perdue out front, started first. He's in first. He's got 21 laps led. He managed to battle it back to first place. You see him closing in on the 21 of Justin Rogers. And Justin Rogers is on the tail end of the lead lap. Last truck on the lead lap. And we go back here to Jim Locking, Ryan Gemmel, and Shane Gross. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th still fighting it out pretty hard.
It looks like a couple of these guys, they're better on different ends of the track, so it just keeps closing the gap up on this battle. I think this is going to get interesting here before it's all said and done with.
And we see the 18 of Shane Gross able to get all the way down to the line. We haven't seen too many drivers able to get down that low and keep control over it. To the 91 of Jim Locking, getting ready to try to take a look on the inside. Just don't know if that inside line is going to be where you want to try and make that pass.
It looks like Jim's all over the back bumper of Ryan Gemmel, but that he can't quite get by. That keeps letting the 18 close up.
And we're looking out of the back of the number 6 of Ryan Gemmel to the front of Jim Locking. We see the 18 down on the bottom. You see how close he gets right to the back bumper. And the 18 goes around. And
he's down on the access road.
Yes.
He's able to keep it going, so no caution.
So now that puts Ryan Gemmel and Jim Locking second and third. You see the 00 of Tony Gray. He is not for position. Justin Rogers now is the first truck a lap down, so Randy Perdue was able to get around him. Trying to take a look from Randy's view. Seems like he's out there with no pressure right now. Go back to Dean Viney in fourth. And we still have the battle between the number 6 of Ryan Gemmel and the 91 of Jim Locking going on for second and third as they approach the lap down truck of Justin Rogers. See if that's going to come into play here.
I mean, it's definitely not going to help their cause trying to run down Randy, but with the way they're racing one another, I think they're just trying to hang on, and Ryan's trying to hold on to that second spot because Jim's been laying on the pressure here every lap.
It'll be coming to 5 to go this time by. And that's going to open it up for the 91 to take a look on the inside. Oh, contact with the 6. And he saves it. Wow.
So that does get Jim Locking up to second place, and Dean Viney was able to get around Ryan Gemmel for third. Lap down traffic playing a role here at Iowa.
And we've seen Tony Gray do a good job of avoiding that, and Ryan Gemmel a good job of saving it. So, man, that was tough.
It looks like Justin Rogers drops it down low. Jim Locking gets by there without incident. We'll see. I don't know. That's a long way to go to try to catch up to the leader.
So that'll put Tony Gray in the lucky dog spot as we come to 2 laps to go this time by. Randy Perdue right now with 34 laps led. Come by to get that white flag. And if Randy Perdue can hang on to it, he'll take it from the pole and back for victory.
Watching this battle with Ryan Gemmel and Dean Viney at the moment.
And Randy Perdue does take it home. Your winner here tonight.
Ryan Gemmel was able to put on a late charge there to get back around Dean to take that final podium spot.
And there was some real hard battling going on there at the end, that's for sure. And we see Randy Perdue coming around.
I know there was a few cautions, I'm sure a few more than they wanted, but that was an awesome race. There was so much action going on. It was a great job by these guys to put on a great show tonight. It was a lot of fun to call this one.
I just can't believe Randy Perdue was able to get it back up front, started on the pole. We've seen him have some trouble with that truck into the wall a couple times. All the way back to 14th at one point, and able to bring her home here first. All right, so what'd you say? Ryan Gemmel made it to third?
Yes, sir. It's Randy Perdue, Jim Locking, and Ryan Gemmel, your top three.
All right, Ryan Gemmel, you got a copy.
Yes, I do.
Well, dude, you started seventh. You take her home in third. You got the lead 9 laps here. Give us a quick breakdown of your race.
Well, it was definitely a very hard-fought race. Congrats to Randy on the win, but I had a heck of a time out here. The car handled great. Didn't have any super long runs, but I don't know, maybe 30 laps or so would be the longest. Throughout the whole run, it just the car was awesome, and this is my first race at this track, and I love it.
And we've seen a lot of guys struggling, coming off of the turns and losing it, the back of the truck just coming out on them. We've seen a lot of restarts where, guys, were better on the outside line. Tony Gray a couple times on the inside was able to take the lead. But it just seemed like it, all through the race here tonight. I mean, it was just battle for position. You looked pretty good out there. There was that one, you guys went 3 wide at one of the starts, and I guess that was where the big one came out. Kind of rough there, but, hey, everybody kind of got through it. A few guys had to take it in, but it was definitely something to see. But I guess you said you enjoyed the setup tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome handling car. But that restart you were talking about earlier in the race, Gary Shank dove down inside of me before the start-finish line, and I was like, oh, okay. So I asked Dean if we could pass before the start-finish line. He said, yeah, go ahead. And he said, that's not a rule in GAC. So I decided on that restart where the big one happened, I was going to take advantage of that at that point. And right whenever I dove down to the inside, Gary Shank decided he wanted to do it too, and we went 3 wide, and I honestly don't know what happened. I haven't seen it yet, but it stinks that that many cars got tore up. But it was other than that, it was a fantastic race.
Yeah, we went back to watch. There was some wrecking going on behind you guys also, but I was like, wow. We know here at GAC they don't have a rule against it, but I was like, wow, man, you got to have a lot of confidence to duck it down inside going in. It looked like you might have been able to pull it off, but still, look, you start 7th, you come out with 9 laps led, you take her home in 3rd. So, definitely not anything to be unhappy about. I take a 3rd place finish on this track any day, especially if it's your first time out. So, congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really happy with how the truck performed tonight. So I think next week's Rockingham, and we're going to try and carry this momentum into next week.
Yeah, Rockingham's a good, fun track in the trucks. A lot of character in there, a lot of bouncing around. So definitely should be another good race like tonight, I believe. See what you can do next week and, try and get it there, number 1 spot. Before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
No, just Dean for putting these races on, and you guys for broadcasting them, and it's a great time out here, and keep the good races going on into next week and throughout the rest of the season.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on third. We'll let you go, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thanks, Paul.
All righty. All right, let's see if we can't get caught up with Jim Locking.
Gotcha.
Hey Jim, how's it going, man? That was an awesome race. You started 8th tonight. You bring it home in 2nd place, and I know there was a few cautions tonight, and I'm sure that a few of them were just guys. I mean, there was just hard racing. I think that has to say a lot about the setup for the truck. That it looked like guys had a lot of confidence tonight, and it showed. There was just some amazing battles going on all over the place. So, what was your take on tonight?
Well, yeah, it was the setup was good, and guys were driving them really hard, driving into the corners hard, and we were clumped up, and it was very nerve-wracking. So I don't know. I was just trying to survive the race and not lose any positions, and just hope that other guys would wreck, and that's what happened. I was just able to get to 2nd position because of guys that are just losing it a little bit, and so I just tried to run as cautiously as I could, not to cause any wrecks, and I just ended up 2nd. So I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, we had a great run tonight, and towards the end we saw a really good battle going on with you, Ryan, and Shane Gross. Could you walk us through that a little bit? What'd that feel like at that stage of the race to be in such a tight 3-car battle right there?
Well, it was just hoping that somebody else would make a mistake and that I wouldn't. That was pretty much all I could do, because I was pushing pretty much as hard as I could and still keep the truck under control. And Shane was damaged, so I knew that I should have had a bit of an advantage on him. But then there was a lap truck in there too that was causing a bit of a problem. So I just like I said, I just hoped that they would make a mistake, and I didn't, and I think that's probably what happened. But and then Randy, God, I don't know where he was running behind me and all the time, and he just went by. I don't know where he got that extra horsepower from.
Yeah, we saw.
I didn't have enough time to catch him.
Yeah, we saw once that battle kind of sorted itself out. Randy was pretty far out there, and it didn't quite look like whoever won that battle between you guys was gonna quite have the time to run him down. But you have a great run here tonight, a very solid points day. You come home in 2nd place, and congratulations on the good run here tonight. And before we let you go, let you thank whoever makes it possible for you.
Well, just GAC Racing League is always a great league, great bunch of guys, and you guys up in the booth. That's about all I have to thank, really. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys.
All right, sir. Thank you as well. And well, actually, one more thing before we let you go. We're heading off to Rockingham next week. Is you like that track? You think you have anything for these guys out there?
I do. I like that track. I like the track, and I can usually run fairly well there, but I seem to have bad luck for some reason there. So maybe my luck will turn this time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's the case, and we look forward to another great show next week, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of that one too.
I hope so. Thank you. Good night.
All right, good run,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thanks.
All right, let's get caught up with Randy Purdue here. All right, Randy Purdue, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, dude, you started on the pole, got us a little bit nervous there with a little bit of trouble you got into during the race. We seen you get into the wall, a couple little incidents. You got back as low as 14th, and then at the end there, man, you just came on like a lightning bolt back to the lead to come out with 37 laps lead in the win. Tell us how it was, man.
Yeah, the truck at the very end was really good, and the only thing that I can figure that really made it come to life is the last 2 or 3 stops. I didn't take any fuel, so it tightened it up a little bit, and I think that kind of I think that's where I gained that little bit of advantage. It was a tough fought race. Early on, you'd run a few laps, and all of a sudden it want to get loose on you. You kind of try to take it easy, and it made it even worse. So just kind of hard to know how to drive it. But I was tickled that I came out up front. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you figured it out there, man. Because even Jim was saying at the end there, you just came out of nowhere, and we got a little worried about you there in the beginning because when we saw you get in trouble and kind of fall back a little bit, sometimes that kind of messes your night up. But you're able to stay in it, keep your head straight about you, man. You got 37 laps led here tonight, which is definitely something to be good. And I believe you tied with Len McNeese for the most laps led. So, to come back and take the win is definitely awesome. It looked really good. I mean, you definitely had a good truck, and maybe that not taking the fuel lightened it up just enough where, you weren't as loose as everybody else because, man, you came on like lightning there at the end. We were definitely impressed with the racing here tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's the only thing that I can think of that did it was just the lightening up the fuel, making the truck lighter, and then tightening it up some to where I could get in there just a little bit harder and come off the corner a little bit harder than some of the other guys. And I think they were still probably fighting with that being just a little bit loose on exit.
Now, next week is Rockingham. How do you feel about heading over that way?
I'm not real sure. I think I'm going to have to make sure I do some testing and some practicing at Rockingham. I'm not real familiar with it. Haven't done a whole lot of racing there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of character, a lot of bumps. It's a real good track for the trucks. I know I enjoy running them on there. I like the fight of the track because it's got lots of character in there. You bounce all over the place. I think you'll probably have a decent run there. Hopefully, you can carry this momentum over there and keep it going, man.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I think it's a little bit like here. This is pretty bumpy track here, and I kind of like that. I don't know why. It just kind of seems to suit me.
Yeah, I think it just kind of keeps you alert. You know what I mean? You got to stay up on top of the wheels, so I think it doesn't give you a chance to kind of relax and lose concentration. Definitely a lot of fun in the trucks, Rockingham. We look forward to next week to see what you got over there for these guys. Before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to, man, makes it possible for you to be here tonight.
I'd like to put a plug in for Quality Repair Services and JP Sweets and Treats. That's my wife's business, and I'd like to thank Dean. He does a lot of work in putting this league together. Great bunch of guys that we're racing with, and I know he works really hard at it. And I'd like to thank you guys up there in the booth.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man, and it's true. A lot of people don't realize all the work that goes into run a league and to run a good league and keep it going smooth week after week, and keep things moving forward, and a lot of times guys behind the scenes don't get the recognition that they need. So kudos to Dean and the admins, man, to keeping it going here, and congratulations, man, on your win tonight, and hopefully you got something for him next week, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope so too. We'll give it a good shot next week. See what happens.
All right, man. So you go celebrate, and we'll catch up with you.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go, man. He said he wasn't taking fuel those last couple stops, so we definitely saw him able to get into it, and he did come out of nowhere at the end. So maybe that's the secret here.
Yeah, I know I thought we jinxed him there during that middle part of the race, and it was good to see him rebound and come out of here with a really good finish. Well, the win, not a good finish, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to think that we did, but he definitely recovered good. So congratulations to him on that. Uh, go over the race summary real quick. Randy Perdue came out your leader. They had 16 lead changes here tonight. There was 8 cautions and real hard racing going on here tonight, man. I enjoyed the show. It was definitely a nail biter watching the fighting going on out there. I mean, there was just races all through the field. So you guys did a great job here tonight. We give a hats off to GAC, man. You guys are doing a great job. We enjoy calling the races here for you, and we look forward to next week at Rockingham to see what comes up.
Yes, sir. It's definitely a great night tonight. I know that, we touched on the cautions and how there was a couple more than probably what they would have liked, but I wouldn't trade it because this was an awesome race. There was so much battling going on. It was just, there was excitement everywhere, and hopefully next week brings more of the same.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's run down the results here. We have Randy Perdue, who started on the pole. He's got 37 laps led, takes it home first. The winner, congratulations to Randy. Second place, Jim Locking. Third place, Ryan Gemmel. Fourth place goes to Dean Viney with a great run here tonight. Michael Palmer also will bring it home with a top 5 here tonight. So Michael Palmer stayed in there and fought hard and got a 5th place finish out of here. 6th will go to Kevin Cornelius. 7th goes to Mark Koshik. 8th will be Shane Gross. 9th goes to Len McNeese. And 10th will go to Tony Gray.
11th place will be Justin Rogers. 12th place is John Estes. 13th is Dwayne LaPrade. 14th, Gary Schenk. 15th is Paul Cohen. 16th was David Gainforth, who we saw had some electrical issues tonight, and a couple guys who did not take the field. Kurt Davidson, 17th, and Willie Whitaker, 18th.
Yeah, great race here tonight, man. I'm looking forward to Rockingham next week. I love that track, and in the trucks is definitely a lot of fun. It's even a lot of fun in the super late models, so I'm sure we'll be in for a good race next week. Tune in next Monday, 8:45, right here on SR Broadcasting for GAC Racing League in the Camping World Truck Series, and see some more hard battling going on at Rockingham, and we'll have the points and everything all updated, and see how this shakes out with Randy Perdue coming home in the win here. Definitely going to help him in the points, so can't wait to see how this breaks down.
Yeah, me either. I know that it's going to shake it up quite a bit because, your top 2 guys in points, Tony and Dwayne, they had some misfortune tonight, and they didn't really have that big of a gap to begin with, so it's definitely going to tighten it up. So
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see those points and look forward to calling another exciting race next week.
Yes, sir. All right, Joe. I guess this is farewell for now, and thanks for being out here with me, man. It's always fun, always interesting, and I'll get back up with you next Monday at Rockingham.
Yes, sir, and thanks for having me, and everyone, have a good night.
All right, everybody. Have a good race week, and we'll see you next week.